Hey everybody, it's Chevy, Nobody Else's Auto. We got some more super cool new inventory to check out tonight. A pair of 1955 Chevys. Now these cars are rough and incomplete, but trying to find any Tri-5 stuff anymore is really tough, especially when one's a two-door. So these cars are rough, but there still is probably a hope for this two-door. The four-door, probably pretty much a parts car. But we're going to start off with this little two-door sedan here, 1955 Bel Air two-door post sedan. Now, these cars have always been popular. Any sort of a two-door has always been popular. You see a lot of these cars being built into race cars, drag and drive cars, things like that. And that's realistically probably what this body is good for. Trying to restore this thing back to original, even though it would be an extremely attractive car in this yellow, it would take a ton of work. And a lot of people look at this and say, well, that's just a shell. Well, for a race car, drag and drive car, that's what you want to start with. Now, one other thing that would be a huge detriment to a lot of people is they're going to say, well, there's no doors. Where are we going to find two-door doors at? Well, one thing about the doors, they are the same as Pontiac. Other than the molding holes, they're the same doors. And I've got some Pontiac doors. So let's go check those out real quick. Now this old 56 Pontiac two-door post, these doors will work on that Chevy. Now obviously the side moldings and stuff are completely different. Those holes would need to be changed, but there again, even if you buy new door skins, you have the same problem. But when we look at these body lines and everything, all this stuff here will work on that Chevy. And this old Pontiac here has a pretty decent set of doors on it. They've got some dings and dents and things like that in them, but it's minimal. So something like this would make that two-door post definitely a workable body. So those Pontiac doors will go on this Chevy body, and then you've got a two-door post shell to work with. Now, like we talked about, restoring this car back to original would be a major, major deal. However, if you were building a race car, drag and drive car, something like that, great shell to start with. Because you don't want a complete car, because most of that stuff, you're going to take it out and put new stuff in it anyway. Now, this car does still have its original trim tag here on the firewall. And one interesting thing about this car is it was a Bel Air. We can see it had the Bel Air emblem, the Bel Air trim on it, but it was a basic 6-cylinder car. So it had the upper scale trim package, but under the hood, basic old inline Chevy 6. And as we come around the other side, now we saw that floor pans have a little rust, the rockers have some damage, things like that. However, the bulk of the floor is there. It's not completely gone. The dash structure is there. When we look at the roof line, the A pillars, the B pillars, the C pillars, all this stuff up here, all looks good and straight, definitely something to work with. This car's not rusted out up around the windshield or up around the dash area. It's not rusted out back around the back window area. This stuff is all pretty clean. So with those Pontiac doors on this shell, there still could be something to do with this. Now, one critical thing if you're building a drag and drive car, it's got to be titled and got to be able to get a tag for it. This car does still have its Chevrolet VIN tag on it. So it has a clear Kansas title and a clear VIN. So there again, still could do something with this body. Even though it's rough, still has probably a future as a drag and drive or a race car type thing. Around the back, there again, the trunk floor has a little rust in it, but it's here, it's intact. It needs patching, but it doesn't need completely replaced. Now, the other 55 that came in with this two-door post Bel Air is this little 210 four-door. And there's not a heck of a lot left of this car at all. We can see it doesn't even have a frame under it. This is basically just a four-door body. And it's not even a complete four-door body. It's been sitting for a really long time. We can see it does still have the dash structure in it. It's got a few bits and pieces of trim left on it, but not a heck of a lot. But there again, finding any of this stuff anymore, 55, 56 Chevy, it's tough. So these came in as a pair. Over here, it does still have some of the 210 trim on it. It's got the doors and some other miscellaneous pieces like that. And once again, same as the two-door, this car does still have its trim tag as well as its VIN tag and a title. So there again, probably just bits and pieces there, but that's better than these things going to the crusher and there not being anything that can ever be used, because once they're flat, nothing is usable. So kind of some interesting cars there, bits and pieces there, maybe a race car, drag and drive car, maybe something else there with that 55, who knows. But it is a two-door post, and it's got its tags and some of those important critical pieces there. So hope you guys enjoyed checking out the 55s. If you've got any questions about these cars, just give me a shout, 620-786-4428, or any of the other 2,000 cars and trucks we've got here on the ground at Nobody Else's Auto. With this much inventory, that short phone call to get all that information from you, year, make, model, body style, parts you're looking for, or the specific project you're looking for, I need all that information to know if I may or may not have something here that can help you out. So super important. You like these old cars, you like old trucks, you like memorabilia, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. That's what we do on here, because that's really about all I know to talk about. We have a lot of fun with these old cars, and we've got a lot of great videos on it that I think some of you guys will enjoy. So definitely click that subscribe button and pay attention to the live stuff. When we go on live, we have a ton of fun. We've got a great group of people that hang out on our lives, and you don't want to miss any of that either. So click that subscribe button. Give me a call if you got any questions, and hope you enjoyed the video on the old 55 Chevys, and we sure hope to see you soon on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.